Welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV, back with our scholar and Alka Solka. Let's start into Heavensward with this job. You have astonishing timing, Zereni. Would you believe that I meant to set for you this very well? Surito Carito has summoned us both by name. His missive was unclear as to why he needs us, but when a living scholar calls, we can scarce dismiss him. Just imagine the sort of things we might learn from him. Military tactics, Venimian secrets. Come, my friend, let us make to the shores of Bronze Lake where Surito Carito and untold knowledge await. Bronze Lake, right, the tonberry. Thank you for coming. I hope the journey was not too taxing. Not at all. Both Serenia and I are ready and willing to help. But pray tell, why have you summoned us? Allow me to start at the beginning. After Lily freed my heart, I returned to my people. For the first time in ages, I was myself. And I was not alone for long. Many of my kin regained their sanity once the palace was freed from the tonberry king's malice. Though our minds were our own, our forms remained monstrous and we dared not venture outside. Yet within our halls, we were content with our own company and a quiet life. But it did not last. One by one, we began to grow ill again, and then grotesque. The sickness that transformed us into tonberries has returned. What? Are you certain? Beyond a doubt. 1500 years past, powerful magic were used to seal us in the palace alongside the sickness. Yet even these could not withstand the calamity. As we arose from our long slumber, the sickness awoke with us. As a scholar, I must see my people restored in mind and body both. But finding a cure will take many moons, perhaps even years, and that is time they do not have. Yet I presume you will not stand idly while their condition worsens. This is why you summoned us, is it not? Just so. I plan to see the worst afflicted within a section of a palace. There they will slumber once more. This itself is no cure, but it will afford me the time I so desperately need to find a permanent solution. Now, as for the seal itself, an enchantment of this nature is not unlike a net. It is anchored at several points, and if not laid down in perfect balance, the magics will falter. In order to accomplish this balance, my people created keystones to focus and disperse ether. It is these keystones that I have need of, but I dare not seek them out myself for fear of being hunted. Then we will gather them in your stead. It is we, is it not, Serenia? Alright. Thank you both. The original enchantment encircled this lake. 2 of the keystones should be somewhere along the banks. If you search for shores, I have no doubt you will find them. Yeah, probably out along us, yeah, up there. Let's hope the kobolds haven't carried it off the mine or something. Let me guess, we can't find enough keystones, so we need to find somewhere else, a place somewhere else to make new ones or something like along those. Speaking art, along those lines. Okay. You reach to pick up the keystone. You hear crack and rumble of rock upon rock. The hair raised on the nape of your neck and you turn to see a guardian of Eld awaken. No. I don't want to. Pick the outer keystone. And already return, okay. Has your search for a keystone borne fruit? Yes. Yes, there can be no mistaking these runes. I have it! I have it! Oh, that was a pitched battle, I tell you. The keystone was in the clutches of an Urignite, and an ill-tempered one at that. Well, I had a golem. That explains the distinct odor. But the runes leave no doubt. Thank you, Alka Solka. That was the least I could do. I trust you can seal away the worst stricken of the Nymeans now? It is not that simple, I fear. The enchantment will fail without 3 keystones. 2 on the outside, another at the center. I lack this grand keystone and the knowledge to locate it. While I search, pray focus on your study. I have a suspicion that what trials await will try you sorely as a scholar. Okay. Luckily we are already that far. We have divined the location of a grand keystone, my friend. It lies in the ruins to the east. The credit for the find truly lies with Alka Solka. His knowledge of Nim is impressive. It was not long into our discussion of the stone's whereabouts that we were able to piece together where it must be. As you can imagine, he could not contain his curiosity. Even now he's combing through the ruins. Please see that he comes to no harm. We often left guardians to watch our most precious assets. I told Alka Solka this, but he firmly believes the enchantments have worn thin. I'm less sure. Be careful when you take the grand keystone. Okay, and this runes over here. Okay. Serenia, you have arrived in time. I believe our prize is just yonder, and I trust Surito Carito mentioned the Guardians? I have my doubts they still guard our prize, but better safe than sorry. Should any awaken to our presence, we will reduce them to rubble. Yeah, we don't have that luck. Okay. Keep your wits about you, Serenia. Oh! Another golem? Yeah, a big golem. A guardian. Well, we have dug up much of Nim's past. Perhaps it's time we put a piece of it to rest. Destroy its host and it cannot move if you do. Like the boss in it's no match for us. Now while it's paralyzed, keep attacking. We have it. We have it. What a team we make! No foe can stand against the Scholar and the Marauder. The Grand Keystone is ours. Surito will no doubt be happy to get his hands on it. You're safe, thank the gods. And the Grand Keystone. Well done, you two. With this I can cast a sealing enchantment over those of my people suffering the most. I'm full glad to hear it. Soon the worst afflicted will be at peace once more, safely segregated from the others. But this is only the first step. I will need to learn the cause of the sickness before seeing my people cured. You're not alone in this, Surito Carito. We three shall see an end to this blight. Thank you, Alka Solka. Serenia, I'm proud to have you both at my side. Serenia, it is time that you learn a new spell for giving succor to your comrades in arms. Indomitability. Indomitability. Once it was the sole province of high-ranking scholars. May it serve you well henceforth. Restores HP for all around you, I guess. Potency 400 and costs Ether Gorge. Okay. Uncover further knowledge of Anarmian military tactics. Upgrades Ruin to Broil. I have worked day and night on the cure, yet I have little to show for it. My research is at a standstill for lack of information. I feared as much. If ever man had knowledge of a sickness, it was long lost before this age. Even after studying careful study of Nemean tablets, I still know little more than what you have told me. But it came from the sea. From traders who returned from the South Seas, yes. They had lost their mainmast in a fearsome tempest and drifted, victim to the currents, until at last they ran aground on a desert isle. Half dead, they stumbled ashore, would have perished but for the Lalafellan tribe that lived there. These natives nursed the traders back to health and helped mend their ship. They even sent our men home with an amphora etched with ornate designs. A gift of friendship. In Nim we had given them the rights due to those lost at sea, and they sailed into port a year after they had left. We can imagine how joyful the mood was. Yet our joy soon turned to horrors. The traders began to grow ill, for the sickness was upon them. They transformed, and the rest you know. The story suggests the traders contracted the disease on their island. The voyage home must have been... Hold on. The traders were hale and hearty when they returned to Nim, yes? The sickness became known only after they reached port. You mean to suggest that this was not the man who bore the disease? Then who or what? Something they carried, perhaps? Something like the islander's gift. That does seem the more likely culprit, but without the amphora this is all conjecture, and I would be astonished if even a shard remained after 1500 years. As would I. It was placed on display in the royal hall for all to see. If only I had considered it a possible source. The royal halls? I know exactly where those used to be. Precious little remains of them, but I will scour the area. And if Serenia joins me, mayhap we will be lucky. So we got it on the island, possibly, but from the tribe of, yeah, you know. But was it with evil intent given or unknowingly? See no sign of a South Seas amphora, but a hostile presence. Nope. But again, no hostile presence. No, when this is the royal hall and the Nemeans guarded their greatest treasure with these golems, it makes sense that all the golems are, well, here in this area. You spot something half covered with soil several yards below you. Where? Ah, Down there. Imps? You dig out the empty F4 from the soil where it lies. But void sand in there? So was it perhaps not really Lalafell, but an isle full of demons, or there were some sort of black mages who, I don't know. We'll see. I beg your pardon. You found it intact. Incredible. I remember this as though it was there yesterday. This is the self-same Amphora. And it truly is an honest-to-God's miracle, though it occurs to me now that we should handle it with a bit more care, assuming it can turn us into tonberries. Void scent? That is what attempted to stop you from taking the Amphora? Void scent are drawn to the magics of their own kind, which means that a void scent of some strength was likely sealed herein. Yes, here. A binding seal cut into the bottom. Dear gods, it cannot be. This is the work of Mark. Mark? Mark, beware the dark, keep away from or lose your heart? That Mark? An apt rhyme doubtless inherited from Nim. Mark was our enemy. Rapacious and unwise, their magi trafficked with a void, grew mighty from shadows and attacked our land time and again. Look no further than this. Their sigil which sealed the void sent in this gift. The islanders must have been the pawns in a plot to bring us to our knees. We were fools. Not once did we consider that everything, from the Tempest to our trader's miraculous return, might have been a void mage ploy. I must return to my tomes. Pray allow me time to research this. And please tell me if you begin to transform. Uncover knowledge of Manamanian military tactics and learn broil. When do we learn? Because it was said there was a Ruin Tutum Art of War. Maybe only for the summoner. because I have still ruined 2 here. Okay. Anyway, that's it for the scholar. For this time. When I reach level 60, we continue. And yeah, until then, I'm Mace, and don't get lost.